What's up? How's everybody? You doing good? I'm doing good. We are day 3. I have not uh, played really anything since last weekend. So this is technically, I guess, day 3. So there have been some changes. We're working towards what? 0.10? 0.10.0, I think. So we're going to take a peek. Now they have changed actually some of the harvesting parts. So they've added clusters now. So you can find clusters of things to harvest. We might look around for that. We were trying to do the whole questing experience. To be real, that's just kind of poor right now. A pretty poor experience. So, yeah. YouTube, man, I got a request to fill out like some sort of evaluation on YouTube live streaming. I really need to do that because this is kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. All the time. But anyways, so I don't even know where we logged out. Where did we log out? Where are we at? Oh yeah, we were trying to finish this quest line. We had a series of these deliveries, which I think, if I remember right, started from a guy that was over in this area that I was told was a decent quest line. What's up, Triple? I know, a new player. That's for real. I mean, they've changed so much in the 8 weeks that I was out, 9 weeks, that I am a new player. Trying to figure out why this short stream is not going fucking live. What the hell? Uh-oh, new event. What event? I guess we gotta figure it out. I don't know why this keeps saying upcoming. It should be live now. I'm gonna do something real quick and then we'll get started. We're going to cancel this. It's very complicated trying to on YouTube run your typical horizontal stream and a vertical stream at the same time. It's possible. It is 100% possible, but it's a super pain in the ass process. And sometimes it doesn't want to work, so I'm trying one last thing, and then I'm just gonna say fuck it. So. Public, go live now. Already got a stream coming to it. All right. Yes, patched some pretty good quality of life stuff in it. What else was in it? I've really not looked, to be completely honest, in too much depth. I poked around the files. They've also changed the experience game process for harvesting. Yeah, it says deliveries only. These are the stacks we're supposed to search, but because I'm pretty sure there's nowhere else to get this delivery deal. Oh, linking gear in chat. Yeah, I heard somebody talk about that. I looked around at the I don't know, So the PTR came out this week a little bit. There really was not much to test. This has got to be broken. Like there's the fact that this door is like this. There's got to be something else that's supposed to go in there. This one too, and the fact that it won't let me deliver. Yeah, I picked him up. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I think I still have it. Yeah, to the Ardent Anvil. Large package of artisan resources. Bears the mark of the Gray Shore Transporters. And this is where it's telling me to go. And this is the Ardent Anvil, correct? We tried this over here. We died. Not quite level, high enough level for that. Yeah, this rubbish stuff. I don't know actually how much that even offers to us experience-wise. This is still too high. This is what starts the gear token thing. Although I've been told that maybe if I was in a proper group, I could do that even at my level. But who knows? So we might just pass on the questing deal. And instead, go look for some of these new harvesting things. See what we can find. Might be broken. That's a good point. Actually, we can... How far are we away from... I guess that guy's not that far away. Actually, let's do something. What if I abandon the quest, but I don't delete the item? Does it get rid of the item? It did. Okay. All right, let's go pick it back up real quick. See if we can finish that turn in. But yeah, I do want to see if we can find any harvestable clusters. See what that's like. Damn it. Not paying attention. But there's been, yeah, I've also read lots of rumblings about where we're at still. Of course, that's pretty. Hold up, go back to what? Briarmar? Oh, over where I was? I already deleted the stuff. Was there? Because I went to where it gave me the same prompt as all the others that I turned things in at. It just wouldn't let me work with this one. This is where I was, right? You have to do it where the deliveries are, right? With this stack here. Because I get the prompt and I can interact with it, but... What else did I run by? Oh, we got our event. Well, I was over by Briarmore, but this was. Ooh, 2-star. Snarr. Yeah, I see that there. Is that the one? Because that's not even close to where the marker is. All right, let's try to do some of these wolves. I think they've, have they not also changed some of the drops again? Man, there's so many complaints all over the place about where they're going with things. I don't know. Where's this named? He's back here. Did that guy kill him already? What level would they? I like how this starts out with the wolves in the thing, but then the rest becomes kind of weird. Like this whole pathing process to get the wolves back in place. It's I don't know. It feels weird. Like where are they running? Well, I guess they're technically running to the crops, aren't they? This game is in perma alpha. Well, I mean, I don't, by definition, you can't be in perma alpha. But I mean, it's definitely like, you know, got a lot of stuff to work on. Did they already add dungeons or raids? They have some dungeons, yeah. They've added pocket dungeons more than anything. So your main dungeons, I mean, you have Carfin. Let me see if I can find you. Carfin up here. So you got your Tower of Carfin. Hold on, let me go pick up my shit. They've also added a lot of pocket dungeons. You know, they call them pocket dungeons. I don't know. It's whatever, but so you got Tower of Carfin. Right here. And then you got where's it at? The Fallen Forge is the other one that they've added. And then you got a lot of little pocket stuff all throughout here. If I can point any out or not. But yeah, they've got stuff to I didn't realize I 3 droppings, holy shit. Get 3 droppings at once. They're only largely adding pocket dungeons right now. I think Steven said the next where did I ditch my horse? Pretty sure the development team said the next main dungeon is not going to be until August. So we've got a while before anything else comes. You know, there's some overworld bosses as well. Yeah, well, you know, pocket dungeons because they're short and fast. You know, I mean, they're smaller. It's hard to say it's a short and fast thing because this is such a grindy game. I mean, I think part of the pocket dungeons, you just go in and grind and look for named and look for gear. So, did I miss that dude? But they do have pocket dungeons. And I think they're added some more as well. You know, I'm trying to think of the best way to compare pocket dungeons. Like, what does it actually mean? They're not instanced, so it's all open world too. So you definitely have the possibility of having to compete with other people and fight for things. Oh damn. Training mobs has become such a hot topic too. Why do they look weird? Got a weird hat. What's wrong with your hair, man? You got pink hair dye here? So it's instanced. I'm trying to make a good equivalence. All right, let's try to do this one more time. Let me pick up the stuff. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, sacks over here. Why is this offering me all these again? Can I read? Is it repeatable? It's not, is it? Oh, it gave me that again? Does it give me the quest again? It does not. Well, then why give me the item? Alright, we'll try this one more time. Pocket dungeons are the real POIs. Instead of them giving the location on the map, it's something they want you to find out in the world. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're little mini experiences, but they're still supposed to, you know, I think you think of something like Carfin or Befallen Forge, right? And that's something that potentially you're going into to grind for, I don't know, 4 or 6 hours, a long time. And your pocket dungeons are probably meant for like smaller grind sessions. Hopefully they'll add more things like lore and stuff like that too. But yeah, Perpetua Alpha, I don't think that's the case. They will eventually have to release. I think what I've always said is it's just with what? How hell is that motherfucker doing now? Where'd he come from? Those things are bitches. You know, how true to their original vision is it? I think that's going to be the main thing. And hopefully they are able to get what they want out. What's this? Why are you in a tree? Is that a bug? That's got to be a bug, right? Can I even talk to him up there? Oh, I have to jump in the tree with him? But I can't talk to him. Why do you got a thing over your head? How about static rarity? I mean, they're bringing in. Gosh, I wish I had those equations. Saw them. I don't have them anywhere to share on stream. I mean, they're trying their best to make things. We're gonna go to make things a little bit more random. We're gonna go down to New Ayla, I think, here in a minute, and see if we can't. That's the best place to just kind of play around with. Harvesting and see if we can find any of the clusters and some of that other stuff that they've put in to see how well it works. All right, we abandoned the quest, picked up a new item. Fairly certain. Oh wait, you said Briarmore Farms, but this is where the quest marker is. All right, we'll try this first and then we'll go to Briarmore. Still can't turn it in. All right. So I'm gonna go with your idea that maybe that's wrong. Still getting the event warning. All right, so you said this part over here. Shit. Yeah, this one, not either. So that quest turn-in is just not working. Unless it's just the wrong place, but there's nothing up there. That's what's weird. Everywhere else that we've turned these quests in are actual, like the wood shop and the laboratory, like there actually are NPCs in crafting, and there is not here. So that's why I wonder if it's just the wrong place. But it's called the Ardent Anvil. I don't know where else it'd be. Yeah, I don't know. It's not letting us do it. All right. Questing needs some work. We'll just leave it there. Actual flanker? Is that really flanker? Where's he going? Is that really him? So many names have been stolen, it's hard to know who's who. I think I saw Nice talking about Nice Gaming was taken. And whoever took Nice Gaming actually also then created like an actually Pirates Guild. It's such a mess. What's up, Saddam Appear? How you doing? We've spent our time trying to play around with these quests. I think at this point my verdict on them is that they need a lot of work. So that might be where we leave it for now. We can run a lot of commissions, I guess. We could do that. Those are technically quests, but otherwise the quests that we need to complete, where we're at with them, I need to be higher level than what we are right now. That's what we call a hater. I think it's everybody. I'm pretty sure Jamie's name was taken. I don't know about no one. Yeah, basically everyone. Although a lot of people haven't been streaming, so I don't know about Vladis. Royer either. When's the, I don't even know the last time Royer streamed was. Unless I just stopped getting notifications of his name. That one takes fine. That's fine. I'm just not that popular. Cool. That works for me. Royer hasn't streamed in months. Yeah. I've not even really talked to him. Oh shit. That was a little weird. Did we cross over a server boundary? Why did it do that? Yeah, he did. I think Royer joined actually Pirates. Pretty sure. Why did the terrain get all fun? Yeah, the server boundary isn't still here. Dude, where is the server boundary? There it is. It's not uncommon when you cross a server boundary. So we're going from what, 29. Where are we at? Wasn't that 31? What's going on here? Why is it not changing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Royer, yeah, he was on Luneth. Joined actually Pirates. Did this not say server worker 31? Did everything jump there? It's because we crossed the server bound. This is weird. What do you think on adding to the NPC mobs? I mean, it's positive movement, right? So the mobs don't get stuck in rivers. Anything we can do to help some of the AI stuff. So here's where I'm curious. So I'm pretty sure we were on server worker 31. I wish I could go back and view. We crossed into 29. Because typically the server, I know where it is. Typically the server boundary's right here. It's not going back, so this makes me wonder. All right, so now we're in 28. Have they stealth added some? It's so weird. Usually it's like a very defined line. that once you cross over, this server worker changes. Yeah, we don't have any giveaways just yet. Sorry. We are waiting for Intrepid to unleash their CC program to see if I can actually do giveaways. It's so weird. I know this is not the fun stuff to watch. This is, I think, the bug testing stuff to watch. You didn't get the, not as far as I can tell. I also run with 128 gigs of memory. So when we first started pre-alpha-ish, well, when I did the Node Wars stuff, testing, I can talk about that for PI. I can still talk about that. The first time doing that was horrible. I mean, it was absolutely an awful experience. Memory leaks and all sorts of stuff. So I actually just doubled up what I have. So I have 128 gigs of memory at this point. All right, so here we're crossing the server. It's weird because the server worker doesn't seem to be as defined as it normally is. Usually I can run up to it. I also wonder if that's a server issue, if the server's like, if things are slowing down. I was in 31, then went into 29. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? 29 to 28. So this is either, is this like, am I looking for the immortality bug? That does not exist anymore. Well, I can still trick it. But if you go negative, they've changed the coding to where if you go to below 0 health, you just die. So we can't actually go negative, but we can still produce some of those bugs though, by the way. So I don't understand. Let's see if we can hunt down server worker 31. So is this like a server problem, or have they implemented some sort of like, I don't want to call it dynamic gridding, right? I don't want to call it that, but have they implemented something that shards things a little bit differently? Because we definitely were in 31 and we're in 29 now. All right, so the ground just flip-flopped. And when the round textures disappear, that's usually entering into a new server worker. I guess we're not bug testing right now. Oh, flying scorpions in the desert. I'm more interested in, oh shit. What is this motherfucker doing? I didn't have anything to do with you, asshole. Not even necessarily the mesh. I'm more curious, like, why the server workers. Because the way it's always been, because I've grown to know where the markers are. I can very easily go between server workers. That doesn't seem to be the case because we went from 31 to 28, and now we're in 29. So I don't know if that's something shifting from a population standpoint of players, or if it's just like an internal server problem. I guess it's kind of bad if you never know if it's a problem versus a bug versus intended. All right, we won't fuck around with this too much. We'll just go back. Oh shit, you about to die, brother. Did I help? I don't know that I get anything out of that, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have helped. Motherfucker looked like he was about to die, though. All right, well, let's keep going. I don't know. That was weird. I don't know what's going on with their server workers. Kind of strange. How would you want to know when you cross into a server? Would you not want to see? Oh no, I would. Yeah, we definitely don't want to see the like textures change as everything sort of loads. It's more so what caught my eye there. You know, they keep talking about dynamic gridding. And are there any sort of stealth changes to the servers? Because where I'm curious is we went from one server worker to another server worker, and then when we jumped back, we went from 31 to 28. So we should have been able to go right back to 31, but instead we've gone into 29. So why did the number change? Like, was there something that was dynamically done because of player population? Did a server worker disappear somewhere else, and so the numbers just changed? But that's just not typical behavior, because we explored this extensively. Where's this guy got a quest thing on his head? For nothing. We explored this extensively when we figured out the immortality bug. A little weird. So I'm inclined to say that it's just a server problem more than intentional. But I'm curious why we went back, because the server numbers also have historically don't change, right? That's why when they go in and they say, oh, we're restarting something, and if you're on this server worker, you might want to get off of it, because they have had a static layout of server workers. Fuck is all this? All right, so Lion Guard Murphy should be back up there where we just came from. So this is definitely a bug server. Yeah, there's a lot of issues here because all of these Lion Guards, well, at least Murphy, because we counted 10 of them up there before. And Cobblewalk. Cobblewalk should also be back up there. So I think we're just in a server problem, but I also don't know why they all have, I mean, all of these have quest markers up there. But that's what I was looking at. Server workers have historically always been static. They have gone in and manually changed things before. So they've divided up a server worker to create two, or they've added extra, because those server worker boundaries have changed over time. They have always been static. So I just don't know why we went from 31 to 28 and then to 29. That's all. More of a curiosity on the state of their attempt to develop dynamic gridding than anything else. But as of right now, I think I'm just going to say that was not intended. I should not pay attention. What's up, Sticky? Fascinating how bugs continue to pop up and are squashed. Yeah. You know, I have a thought on that. We saw what I worry about, and I'm not saying this is happening, but this is something that we saw when there's rapid development, you know, really rapid development, which I want to commend you know, the development team. They're pumping stuff out fast, right? Like the speed at which they've added just enchanting, tempering. There may or may not be some gem stuff coming. From what people have said that look at things. They've been pumping stuff out fast. So, you know, I hope the team's able to take some rest and are not burning out, but they have done a wonderful job putting stuff out. But, you know, I always fall back to previous experiences. And so when we had EverQuest, Next, and Landmark, you know, Landmark used to, they had a similar process of just putting more and more, you know, patches I think it was like every week. But then they didn't have, but it got into a rhythm, a pattern where the cadence continued. They would put out a new patch, but not before all of the issues that popped up with the previous patch were fixed. And so at least in Landmark, what we saw was eventually just sort of an accumulation. What the mother? Where'd you even come from? Like how he's following me. And Landmark, and of course Landmark does not exist. It closed. And what that eventually became was just a mess of compounded issues, compounded bugs, compounded development stuff. So I think it kind of got to a point where it was just almost like, well, I don't want to say not salvageable, but it just became kind of a. So, and I'm not saying that's happening with Ashes, but that's when I see super rapid development. Like that's always what comes to mind, especially when you have players that are actually on a production server. And you're not just operating in a pure testing environment. I know people are going to argue that we are testing, but we're also playing. That is why there is a PTR and a production server. There are two different servers. Because the other thing that I worry a little bit about too that compounds that is you know, are we still following the internal processes that were in place before? Because we, you know, when the PTR server first was announced, I was confused as shit, to be honest. It's like, well, we're testing. Why do you need a PTR server when you're in an alpha environment? It just seemed weird. But you know, we are in an alpha production environment. So then it started making sense. Like, all right, yeah, I get it. You push your new stuff to the PTR, let that sit there for a couple of weeks, then pump it up to production, capturing, you know, any problems that might come. But we seem to also not be really doing that anymore. The PTR is still there. And we're allowed to talk about PTR. I just can't, you can't do anything visual with it. PTR is still there, but like, we're not really doing much with the PTR. Stuff is just kind of coming up to the production is how it feels. So, you know, what's changed there, I guess, is in my head. Am I in the industry or just an avid gamer? I would say I am a very avid gamer. Specific to Ashes of Creation, I have been following this game since 2016. So, you know, we've part of Theory Forge has had the benefit of being able to say benefit. What do I want to say? We have been allowed. I don't want to say blessed. We've had the glorious opportunity to interview Steven 3 times over the, you know, I think it was like 27 over that period of time. So I've been following Ashes a lot. Some would call me crazy, but you know, whatever. This used to be my favorite place to come in. Oh, who's that? Am I fighting with them? That being said, we've also, I mean, we've covered games over a decade now. So, but no, I am not in development by any means. They have much smarter, much better people that do this than me. But I have been able to see everything over time. Probably seen the patch notes, area improvements, UI improvements. Apparently the health bar on the PTR is already split up into 4 pieces to prepare for skill tree update. Yep, I think that's coming very soon too. I think the 2 biggest things you're going to see hopefully soon, and this is just speculation on my part, nothing to do. I always have to clarify because I am PI, I am in the Phoenix Initiative, so this is not like super secret stuff. This is just what people have been talking about with the PTR. And what they found. So yeah, the skill tree updates and the gym system coming soon. So. You know, Sticky, it's rather amazing how fast a lot of these systems have kind of come online, because we went for how many literal years I want that cast. Right there. That was weird. It wouldn't let me cast smite. In the last 8 months though, we have seen just such rapid change. Wish I could fast forward to when they finally flesh out the animal hunting and treasure hunting systems. Yeah, me too. The treasure hunting is, I think, a lot of fun. I think it definitely needs fixing. Not fixing, but improvement. I would like to see treasure hunting actually also kind of offer experience, the same as artisanship does. And then just you can create a whole system of players who are just treasure hunting. These definitely hit a little bit harder. I also have pretty crappy gear, so we don't need to go into the whole gear issue. They might not have been bluffing when they said production speed will ramp up. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these systems are coming out really fast. There. It's not letting me, weird. The smite, I'm hitting 2 and it's not casting. And things are definitely moving very fast. Well, shit, I didn't realize we're that close to leveling. But treasure hunting's gonna be fun. Animal husbandry, I think, will hopefully be a lot of fun too. You know, do we get to see everything that Steven has promised throughout the years? I don't know. Hopefully, but time will tell. Definitely, they plan to have a system other than what is it now? You just run up to a raven and like touch it, basically, which is not fun. Should be improved though. Will AOC have?
Wow.
Up maze. Will AOC have achievement rewards? I don't know about gold. I'm sure there'll be achievements. I don't know that they've actually talked about that. That's a great question. Actually, I'm gonna really quickly look at the wiki. I'm sure that there's achievements, but I don't think they'll give out gold because the whole economy system here is, well, one right now, that's probably one of the bigger things that's upset people, but it's one that's going to need a lot of like fine tuning and development. And I don't think they will want to introduce money into the economy that's from like an achievement perspective, because I don't think that's not. Maybe they will. Hell, I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, guild. Yeah, there'll be achievements. Here's the wiki. Outline any rewards other than title stuff. Yeah, I don't see anything on the wiki. Wonder when they'll implement the new hunting mechanic. Hopefully soon. I know they've talked about it, but stamina skill tree desperately needs a rework. You are 100% cracked, Lemon. I don't even actually. You know what? Yeah, I have 2 out of 6. So I guess I have points that I've not even bothered to put in. I basically just picked the sprinting things because that's mostly what I'm going to be doing. I thought I had weapon stuff too. Sure. Oh, sure, bro. I didn't realize I had not. Put anything into the short bow. Apparently hunting rework is it's in their dev environment. I'm sure they got a lot of stuff in it. Hopefully soon. All right, what do we want to do? I guess we just need to really maximize Blessed Weapon, don't we? That's the most important thing here. I guess, do we want mana or do we want... We'll just go with damage, because I'm basically soloing. All right, dude. Are you coming? He is very intent on whatever he's digging. Not paying any bit of attention here. Is this cheating? Didn't drop anything either, though. You know, the biggest thing that I hope for, that I have really what interests me the most in Ashes anymore is the artisanship system, just that whole process. You know, I have high hopes for it. So, recipe, zinc hoop earrings. I'm also curious how many maps we see drop. We used to get a bunch of treasure maps here, so I wonder if those drop rates have been affected as well. This is also a weird bug that I noticed last weekend. So this actually still, my target still has me as level 6, even though we went up to level 7. I think if I detarget though and I retarget, it'll show up correctly. Let's see. Yeah. So it's not updating the targeting stuff in real time for some reason. We're missing weaving. I think we're missing, this might sound harsh, but I feel like we're missing fun. I mean, would anybody say that right now the artisanship systems are fun? I mean, I hate to say it that way, but I don't find them really fun at all. I know they're placeholder though, so that's why I have hopes still. But that's something I feel like has not been found yet. Is the fun to the artisanship. Yeah, struggling to have any fun. Well, I mean, are you playing by yourself or with other people? Poxy, thanks for the hanging out as well. Poxy Freak. I like people's names. That's an interesting name. Where's that name come from? This is where I farm my treasure maps. Yeah, this is definitely where we have found the most treasure maps. Have been all of these goblins. Sorry, the diggers or whatever the hell they are. But we're level 7, so they should be dropping pretty regularly. It's what, 9 level difference, 10 level difference between when drops stop. Why did I switch targets? Had a thought, isn't it possible to train every single profession to max level just by demoting and promoting your servant? Surely not. We have caps, right? Surely not. You can only do the demoting with no penalty because it's alpha. That's true. I want people to test the professions. I was playing with a few people, but I'll try again with a proper guild. I mean, phase 3 for sure. I mean, that's when you're going to have more complete systems. And I think, yeah, waiting, if you're not having fun with it now, just kind of hanging tight and letting them do their thing and coming back as stuff gets added I mean, makes complete sense. They have been iterating very so, but there have been definitely a lot of changes to where me, for example, running around here with no guild is probably highly detrimental to my experience. And I'm aware of that. I probably should find a casual guild or something like that. I guess I could go back to Genesis and be on their casual side of things. I feel bad joining any like highly active guild because I don't have the hours to grind. That's the other part that I don't really find a lot of fun right now is the grinding components. Keep forgetting to use judgment. What's up, Subnav? So yeah, so there's a part of me that just I feel bad joining guilds, especially if they give me anything. Because it's like, well, shit, I ain't helping you. Why go ahead? I don't know what you expect to get out of me. Guildless solo play is different from guilded solo play. Oh yeah, for sure. I agree. I mean, at least if you're in a guild, like you can periodically get people to help, right? Or you can help other people. I mean, you have those interactions for sure. Your hunter tamer spend a lot of time solo playing petting animals. Petting animals. I like how you worded that. But I do give a lot carcasses in. Yeah, for sure. And when I was on Genesis before, I mean, we would help out when they needed a healer and stuff like that for sure. But then they also all pull away from me in level. So, how's life treating you? I mean, I guess I can't complain. I'm breathing, right? Woke up, was able to get some coffee in me and jump on Ashes of Creation. I mean, that's not a bad life. Feel you on the and hang out with all you other wonderful people as well. Still, you know, I still wake up amazed that being partnered. I don't know how partnership ever happened. Obviously, it happened because of all you viewers, but still wild to me. You know, we've had this channel for over 10 years. Finally got partnered. Really all because of Ashes of Creation. Oh shit, just went to an ad break. I play exclusively solo and only trade through the marketplace. Having a blast. Yeah, I imagine some of the improvements to the marketplace have helped that style as well, because you can probably go in and min-max, you know, sell, buy low, sell high kind of thing, I would assume. Which I do think would be, especially for people who like spreadsheets, is going to be a lot of fun. And I think for me, partly too, it's been a long road. So I took about 8 weeks out, or 8 weeks off. I don't know, 9 weeks off. Partly because my daughter, her soccer season came up, so that's on Saturday mornings. So I just couldn't stream. But that ended, so you know, there was sort of a forced, but probably needed break. And I say I love that the current has the potential to take me down that waterfall. Hilarious. That other digger didn't come. That's surprising. Commissions are now a very viable way for leveling. Yeah, they've definitely improved the rewards. Grab a bunch of matching commissions, kill wolves, kill bears. From 2 to 3 nodes. I mean, yeah, commissions have gotten a lot better. Thanks for hanging out. Is it Zephapor? Am I saying your name right? I hope I am. Have a good day. All right, we're not. Oh shit, what did we get that was blue? Just a river rune. Just a river rune, nothing else. All right, we'll probably not do this a whole lot longer. I want to go look for some, see if we can find any of the special. Oh, damn, took him out fast. The clusters. Also curious to see how many people are out harvesting right now. I mean, we're not getting any maps. Somebody else over here killing stuff? Because there's usually 3 of these diggers over here. Still nothing. What's up? Is it Auxiliator? Did I say that right? Hope I did. How do I feel the state of Ashes is following off and on? I mean, I think that they have been adding and iterating incredibly fast over the last 6 months. And I hope that's a good sign. You know, they've not had the number of people at the company so they're above, I think, 200 now, which has not always been the case. They've only crossed over the 200 mark, what, in the last year? And I think we're starting to see the benefit of having so many people hired because they really are iterating very fast. Yeah, they're cooking, yes. I mean, when you look at all the basic systems, it's super interesting too because we got phase 1, right? Phase 1 went okay. Phase 1 was actually pretty fun. Alpha 2 phase 1. When they had, I think, the most players ever. Gosh, I think Resna had over 6K concurrent. And then you had, what, 4 servers total, all of which had fairly good pops. But then things kind of dropped down. Alpha 2 phase 2 happened. Not a ton of change. We actually got like a few weeks out from it ending at the original date, which was May, been obviously extended to August. And they actually, you know, when you added up everything that was in their document for phase, oh shit, we got a boat coming, a raft. And for phase, let's watch them come in. When you added everything up for that, they were going to get into phase 2 prior to going to phase 3. Like, I mean, we were only 3-4 weeks away from the phase ending and only like 30% of stuff had been added or something. Like they were missing a lot of stuff. But since then, like there's just been a rapid addition of things. So, I mean, there's been a fair amount of bugs introduced. Are they going to go over the waterfall? What happens? What happens? Do they fly? No. Oh my. Are you serious? Is that intended? That's okay. Who was that? Vlek from Obsidian. Are you not supposed to take damage? Like, why doesn't the raft fall apart? That can't be intended, right? I would have to think that you're supposed to have to break down your raft and turn it into an actual land thing and find a way down, right? They just don't have damage on. That has to be it. Been following from the start, and they got me with the FOMO pre-order. I don't regret it because it's still good value. I actually did a video on that. I have not done really any YouTube videos for quite a long time, but you know, we did a video looking at cost of the Alpha 2, or just of the packages. Oh, they disappeared. What happened? Where'd they go? The raft disappeared in the water, and they disappeared. All right, did we witness like a hacker or something? Like what happened there? I mean, they weren't speed hacking. Although I have seen where there's been caravan speed hacks. Shit, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Poxy. The cost is actually, especially when you go over the amount of time that we have to test. I mean, when you consider like Alpha 2 is going to be probably, in my opinion, 2 years. Like it becomes, I mean, pretty reasonable, especially when you add in game time, you add in the Ember stuff they're going to put in, some of the other stuff. It actually, I mean, it is a lot when you compare the cost of the, is it like 250? So when you look historically at what games have charged for Alpha 2 access, it is a lot. Like it was just from a pure value, pure number standpoint, it was, it's high compared to other games, but I do think the value's there. The FOMO thing's an interesting topic. Oh wow, like he came to me too. Okay. I want to know what was going on. What was the intent of that person taking their raft down the waterfall? What did they gain from that? I really want to know. I'm in my head thinking, why did they do that? What was the benefit of taking a raft down here, going over the waterfall, and then disassembling the raft? Why did they do that? Was the Black Pearl. We had a peak of 32K, start of peak. Did they say that? That's not concurrent though, right? Where did Steven put that in chat? Because I know he, I saw a number in the 6,000s for concurrent. Hello, Abu Khan. Looking for the manifest. Nope. Just streaming and having fun. In one server. So they had 32, just total, not obviously not concurrent. I mean, that's good. I will say what I was curious about. One, I'm curious at why they announced numbers, but because they got up to what, just under 7K concurrent. I think it was 6 something, which is a good number. I mean, because Steven mentioned how that's like, I think they hit a record or something for Unreal. But when you look back to what the concurrencies were at the start of phase 1, wasn't a ton higher, because he announced, phase 1 they announced I forget what it was, 6.4 or 6.5K concurrent or something on Resna, which was because it defaulted to Resna, like no one else. I don't think people knew they could switch servers, but there's been over 8K concurrent. Okay, I'll have to go look. I've not paid as close attention to Steven's Discord chats. So we're getting some competition. Who's this? On Happen Tunes. That's not even the person. Yeah, and this is who came over here. Where did you see that? I mean, I'm not like, I'm just curious. I'd like to go see. Or peaks. Are they running caravans? Did they hop? No, they did not. They took their caravan straight down the river. They fell down the waterfall. We watched them drop. They did not die. Raft remained intact. Then they got out to, I don't know, here. And it looked like the raft disappeared, but I could still see the character, and then the character disappeared. So I guess maybe it's just maybe the raft didn't despawn. Maybe it just got out of my field of view. I mean, that's certainly possible too. Hopefully they will only have 2 servers up for phase 2. Game was dead towards the end of Alpha 2. Yeah, what's up, 1-1? I mean, that's another interesting conversation. When you think about the size of the world, at least what's intended. You know, because I would actually argue that even on the start of phase 1 of Alpha 2, I would argue that yes, it felt populated. And I'm using that phase because I think that was when we probably had the most players, especially at the start. I mean, it did feel populated, but it still didn't feel like, I didn't feel like it felt overly crowded for this. You ran into players like you're supposed to, but you know, if that's I don't know, 6K concurrent, and they had planned to only have 10K concurrent for the world, like that's not going to work. If you add 17 more biomes and you only go up by 4K concurrent more. Oh, hey, look, that other digger came back. I think that's going to make the world feel incredibly dead. So I feel like each server is going to have, I don't even know, 20K, 30K concurrent. Peak prices dropping, slowly dropping. He gets down to 60 as you'll buy one. I mean, I think 100's the bottom, right? I don't know that they've said anything beyond that. Eventually it's gonna get low, but have they, I don't think they've commented on Alpha getting cheaper than 100, have they? Oh, hey, our first faded treasure map. All right. How many, we can kind of calculate, oh wait, where'd it go? Oh, weird. Oh, no, here we go. We can kind of calculate a little bit how many of these we killed. 5, 10, 15, 30, 35. So actually probably more accurately like 40 to 50 to get one map. That's about what it was before. Seen a lot of rafts running caravans. This is a perfect route, actually, if you look. So if you're trying to run the hell? Hold on. So if you're trying to run a caravan from Nuela, like, this is a perfect route because I mean you can come just straight down the river, right? And then take a little loop around. I don't think you can't cross this yet, so I'm pretty sure there's a block here, or maybe there's not. Actually, have they changed that? Because now there's the harbor. Can you freely boat through here? I don't own a boat, so they took out 90% of the copper nodes on the islands. Now the nodes never level out there. Really? Spent all last week grinding for mats for a rare copper bow. It's like 200, 240 common. I should probably pay attention. 260 uncommon, 300 rare. Power wasn't worth. Well, that's too. I mean, trying to fix figure out how best to do the crafting system. I know that's become a very big complaint with some of the things that have been put in. Some of the decision making. You're a couple hours in. Do what now? With the faded? This is a Christian Minecraft server. What the hell are you talking? This was a Christian Minecraft server. I would be burning right now. New Ayla is under EU alliance control. EU's kicked ass, hasn't it? Didn't a lot of the big NA guilds come in like thinking, you know, oh, we're gonna run this, and then like EU kind of joined together? Isn't that what happened? And like EU's kind of rolled a lot of people, I think. It was only T1 nodes, now T2, T3 populate. So all the T3 can't be mined. Ah, I gotcha. That's what you're saying. Oh, faded equals stunned. Ah, gotcha. Oh, Jesus Christ. Christian Minecraft server. Fuck, that makes sense now. I'm not following. I'm a fucking idiot. Controversial opinion, but I think the crafting kind of too easy. Too easy in what way? Are you talking about like just the process of crafting, or like the grinding? And I don't know that anybody's saying it's like hard to craft. I think it's the grind that goes into it. Intrepid should just make it higher tier nodes can't spawn in the area unless the node is leveled up. Yeah. I mean, it's I've seen that as an idea. Yeah. We have been pushing Polaris down. I mean, from what I understand, EU is like, I think that's the other big thing that's happened since I last streamed. We streamed last weekend, but I think didn't Envious basically break up? Well, sorry, not break up. They're rebranding. I don't know what the fuck that means, but they're rebranding. I'm pretty sure that was after Envious lost like every single mayorship race. Like they got nothing. So they are rebranding. TTK seems faster since I last played. Actually, they've slowed down TTK. That was one of the bigger adjustments they've made. Grinding too easy, the game makes it... Oh, you're talking about the crafting part. The game makes it too easy to obtain rare resources. You think it's that? I guess I've just not heard people really comment that it's easy to get rares. I don't know. I guess you grind enough, you will. Grindy hard crafting systems for a long-term server, but we got about 45 days left on the server. Yeah, I mean, there are elements that it's not. Yeah, we are going to get wiped again as well. That also makes it a little bit hard to like wake up and play, knowing that it's going to wipe in August. What's your opinion on the cheaters and them still not banned? I don't know. Are we talking about the old school cheaters, like the ones that have been persistent throughout all the phases that haven't got banned? Or are we talking about the new ones that are just like speed hacking and some other stuff? Those are a little bit, although I'm pretty sure the OGs of cheating have also probably implemented some of those things as well. Top players all got reset to level 1 and quit, and they renamed the guild. Oh yeah, you're talking about Envious. Yeah, didn't they had some characters get reset 3 times, right? Already, just like this phase, 2.5 got reset 3 times. Fucking hilarious. It's an interesting question why you reset someone 3 times but you don't ban them. I don't know. I mean, they have been a big player base for you. So do you want to? Is that shooting yourself in the foot? I'm not sure. you know, I assume they feel like they don't have anywhere near the number of players playing the game that they will eventually have. So they probably want to keep in who they have currently. And by that extension, as you get 100,000 more people playing, they will have no memory of these waiting groups. But I don't know. Some people make the argument that it's like a honeypot, that they're just waiting for, they're trying to catch more. I don't know that that's actually the case. Wonder when they'll introduce factions. That one's probably a little ways away. They have been and will continue to be exploiters. Oh no, they 100% will. Actually, a lot of the people that have been exploited, I mean, we have visual evidence of guild leaders telling their guild, hey, do this before it's patched. Like, come on now. When you have your guild leaders like pushing that out to major guilds, people who are PI, by the way, that's what pisses me off the most. Like, I mean, people feel, certainly, I think the majority of folks feel a certain way towards the idea of the Phoenix Initiative. And so I also think you have to carry yourself a certain way. And some of the PI are the exploiters, and that irritates the shit out of me. Out of curiosity, how Blekta is the crafting right now? Nowhere near. Crafting is I don't think really at all any kind of represented. It's not represented at all what it will be. But, why do they keep getting bugged? Like these two either come join me or they stay away. Oh, now he's coming. All right. Wait, where's he going? Dork Arrow. The fuck are you? Perception gets. I think you're talking about TTK. Yeah. No, they did make changes, especially on the PvP side. I guess is probably more where the TTK has been increased because people were complaining about it. Essentially, the people that like to kind of one-shot were upset that they can no longer one-shot. Originally, Intrepid had talked a lot about how Zone could be dynamic and new PIs would unlock specific nodes level up. Yeah, the dynamic nature of things is still unclear. They've not come and said like they're canceling any of it. But definitely, oh, hey, hello. There's Saddam Apiri. Oh, I love that. Diabetes on holiday. What does that mean? What does that mean, Saddam Apiri? Like, diabetes on holiday, like you're not taking your insulin? I don't know what that means. The only thing when it comes to dynamic component, they have changed, or they announced a change to the actual node layouts. You know, they had planned for each node, you know, as the node levels up or whatever, that there would be a dynamic component to that leveling system. And the idea being that all your nodes would, you know, look different. They would dynamically generate. But Steven, I forget which interview it was. I think it was with Peon, made the comment that they are no longer doing that. So that was one dynamic system down. But that's been the only one so far. But cheating 100% ruins a server. At the tail end of Alpha 2, we're in like what, 2.5 is what people say. At the tail end of Phase 2, I actually went to the EU server because I was tired of being on NA. So I did go actually play on the EU server. And it was such a different experience, even from things like crafting and the marketplace, and the cost of stuff was so dramatically different. And I think that was because a big part of that is the NA server that I was on, I'm pretty sure had a lot of the RMT going on. You know, you can go to some of these sites. I've seen some pictures of like, you know, somebody claims they have 5 million gold for sale and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that did come out of the NA side. Yeah, we've had some pretty big guild leaders that would openly talk about RMT. So it's, I don't know, it's fucking weird. But so you definitely, cheating can make a server completely shitty for certain. Why aren't you collecting? There we go. On holiday is a term that EU guilds added to their normal guild names to both ID themselves to other EU guilds, and they call it holiday. Okay. As this is a fast summer only server. Gotcha. That makes sense. Thank you for explaining that to me. I like that. So you were just diabetes before. I like your hat. I feel like this outfit matches your name. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that like I like it. It's a bummer because it would have added some nice variety to the nodes. Yeah, for sure. I think the rationale they gave was that when they were trying to do the, what was it, like node wars component? Oh shit. That now you decide to aggravate. All right. That they were having a lot of difficulty in the dynamic component when it came to spawning the flags for PvP. So it sounds like they eventually just kind of gave up. All right, guys, my coffee has turned cold, so I'm going to go answer that by putting some new coffee in it. Give me 3 minutes. I need to get a timer. We'll say 3 minutes. I'll be right back. I don't know how close that was. We're going to say I made my time of 3. Umbrero. Crazy how long they took on the Rogue. How long is it going to take for their 64 classes? Complex. I mean, yeah, that's another question that is in everyone's mind, I think. I will say though, the rogue did take a minute for sure, but the rogue also I think everyone feels like it plays pretty well, right? Like I don't think anyone complains about how the rogue feels. That dork arrow, did you just kill my bone digger? Like I think everyone from I've played the rogue a little bit, and but from the people that have really played it, I feel like they would all say that it's probably one of the better put together classes or archetypes. It did take a little while, but at least there's that. The summoner is the one that I wonder how long that's going to take, because that seems like the most complex archetype. Mr. Dork or Mrs. Dork. Are you a Mrs. Dork or a Mr. Dork? I am not here polling for you. I'm going to be nice and heal you though. I am curious how long the summoner. Being developed by the same person that did the rogue, yeah. I think actually after the rogue came back, everyone sort of asked for that person to go back through and redo. What in the fuck? Are you watching me, dork? Is that what's going on here? They wanted him to go back and redo all of them. That's what everybody was saying. At least they have introduced AFK leveling again. All right, what do you mean, like with fishing? Are daggers better than the greatsword yet? Not that I know of. Of course, I primarily play cleric. Kind of all we've done pretty much the entire Alpha 2. I like to heal. So, currently, the general consensus in terms of a design is rogue, bard, mage, cleric, fighter, ranger, and tank. Yeah, no, I would agree with that. Tank has been the one that, especially for the people that historically played tanks, I think they have felt very little love with tanks. I mean, the cleric also feels, I don't know. It feels a little meh. Now, I do think healing in groups, you get the opportunity to adjust your healing style a little bit based off of what you need, which is nice. Do you need more single target? Do you need more? Do you have a group that can't manage their own aggro, so you have to heal everyone? Like, you do have a lot of variety when you go into this skill book for healing on things that you want to choose. You know, do you want to do more single target Wings of Salvation where you jump to somebody and heal them, because you would combine, you know, your wings with a healing touch, which has to be in melee range, right? So jump to your tank, heal. So you got your single target stuff. I really like Blessed Weapon. I think that's designed very well. But then, I mean, if you wanted to, like, you know, you have your group heals, right? Communal Restoration, which I actually think's not really great, but it works. Consecrating Wave, Divine Flare is probably my favorite spell in all of this. And then you have your Resplendent Beam. So you have a lot of like group heal functions. But you can also spec entirely into more single target. Or you can, you know, play around with, I don't think it's viable yet, but you can also play around with the idea of more of a, what I would call like a battle priest, like a Templar type heal structure, where you're actually frontline. So you're contributing a little bit to the damage, and you're up frontline healing your melee players. I do think that will eventually become viable. I just don't think it's super viable right now. Some are going about phase 3, yes. I don't know if it will be August. I find it interesting that they move things back to August as well. I would love to actually sit in a closed room and hear sort of the rationale. Because phase two just rolled right through. Everybody was sort of like, are they going to delay phase two? Because, you know, it felt weird. But no, phase two happened right at Christmas time. So I know for me, it was the assumption of, well, even if they don't have everything out yet, like they're just gonna roll into phase three. But nope, it got delayed. What the fuck, Alistair? You see me over here. What level are you? Who are you? You're level 14. What are you doing? I think all the classes are very well designed for what they are. It's only when compared to each other that people have complaints. That's probably accurate. What I like about it is that, I mean, most of their classes do feel... obviously, almost every MMO is going to have a ranger, going to have a tank, going to have a cleric. And at least for the most part, are you helping me? I don't have any... I guess you're helping me. Thank you. For the most part... Shit, what was I saying? Why are you not fucking hitting him? All right. Sorry, I got confused there. For the most part, a lot of the classes do feel like they have some Intrepid specific flair, right? Like it's not your traditional cleric, not your traditional. Like there's elements that feel newer. I like that. I appreciate that. They don't necessarily feel exactly like how everything else has felt. So weird. So I can appreciate that. 2025, you would think creators, developers would have come up with better looking HP and stand bars. They keep getting worse. I mean, I guess, what would be your complaint? I guess, how would you do it different? Would be my first question. How would you like to see this different? What's going on with my hero shoot? Why is that? Personally, I only play ranger classes. And this ranger is probably my favorite. And they definitely have some good ideas. The other thing is we only have 25 levels, right? Like, what are the next 25 levels going to bring? I wish we had someone in chat that we could ask about that. Because I would be curious to know whether or not they've actually started any of the other 25 level creation. For the other levels. And what it would look like. That motherfucker really just come hit me. But then you have to add in the secondaries too. So anything but a generic, from a generic looking bar. Yeah, but I don't know how we would. I'm not trying to be like pedantic or anything. Like, how would we? I don't know. Like, how would that change? Would you rather it be like circular, like over the character's head? Like, I created. So this is also not the typical UI setup. Like I arrange things here. So we can get some instacast quick arrow shots. Yeah, that's fair. Bring another 200 hours of mob grinding. I mean, that's highly possible. We spent 2 days doing the new player questing experience, and I would say that it's better than it was. Nowhere near where it needs to be. If that makes sense. And I don't think they would tell you, and it's anywhere near where it needs to be. The point of HP mana bars is clear to show you resources at a glance. They're not supposed to look things. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair too. I know the idea of not being able to see your other players' full bars. Where'd set him up? Here you go. You leave. I guess you got better stuff to do. Oh wait, there you are. What happened? I didn't see your character. Weird. But like I can't see full on, I can't see actual numbers, which I think is an interesting approach. That I think actually has worked out better than probably people thought it might. You know, how does secondaries play through its whole experience? I don't know. I think somebody had mentioned it before. I do think there is a concern that secondaries will not be as interesting as we hoped. But we'll see. And we'll get what tank and cleric I think are the first that will come out. Get back up, man. You do it. Might as well group up, makes things go faster. What's Dig's opinion on the crafting? Is he gonna play? He's played. He's not played. Sorry, what's the group loot set to? I'm not trying to steal loot from you. So, I'm acting like you're watching. I don't really care about loot anyways. Diggs has played a little bit. I don't know that Diggs has gotten beyond level 5. So, I could be wrong in that. And I'm not really sure that he's done a lot of crafting. I do think he's stubborn enough to not play. though. I don't know that he would actually give you any opinions on crafting. He's more of an explorer anyways. Because that's actually where he got all sort of... This is all useless junk. That was where he got frustrated and said he wasn't going to play. Was the whole lawless open areas, because that was going to prevent him from exploring. That's where he got upset. Making treasure maps is such a process, yeah, but I enjoy it. I do think that's one of the better done systems. Still, what the fuck? Yeah, you can take that. Are you watching me? I don't know who you are. You go ahead and take it. I don't need it. I don't even know what it is. Did we both pass? So you can have. Are you getting many faded maps? We've got one. I don't know that I'm going to do treasure maps much. We did a lot of them before. You're probably right. I mean, I most likely would want to have them, but... So what has been everyone's experience with treasure maps? Like, are they harder to come by, easier to come by? I can definitely tell a difference, like, when we, grinded out here in the last phase, like, it was, what is greed? That's weird. Why did it give me the, anyways. Why am I not able to switch between tabs? What's going on here? Yeah, that's how it was before too. But anyways, what I was saying, you know, we would by now, if this amount of grinding, we would have had at least 5 to 10 treasure maps. Some that were completed, some that had to be Alright, why can't I switch tabs? What's going on here? Alright. What is happening that I can't switch between trade tab? Or, I can't click that either. That's weird. Anybody else have that problem? If I go... Maybe if I just... Oh, there we go. That's weird. Now it's letting me do it, so I had to go into, Sorry. Is it Haggis? It was not letting me switch between tabs. That's weird. It is now. All right. Finish the quest, so they're leaving. Making the excavation kits alone is pretty easy, so if you're not making your own maps, you can just buy them for about silver. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like treasure maps as an alternative way of making money, of grinding. I hope they expand upon it. Motherfucker. I think I don't have blessed weapon on, do I? I just realized that. Wonder why things were feeling a little different. Problem with treasure maps is they don't give any XPs. You can buy them with permission. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I hope they change that and make it a more viable way to sort of experience leveling in the game. I think it'd be fun just to come in and be a treasure hunter. All right, we're back to groups here. Oh, it needs 14 manifests. Okay. We got people we're competing with now. The respawns. Got from level 1 to 12 doing quests, from 12 to 16 doing commissions. Yeah, I mean, we can go back and maybe tomorrow look at commissions. Did you quest mostly solo, or were you in groups? I'm curious. Our experience questing as a brand new character was not super good. Oh. We're getting some competition here. There's maybe a better spot down the river here, though. I just hate to leave this spot. Really bad before 2.5. Well, I know they've increased the. What we get? We got a map of some sort. A restored treasure map. How much do those go for anymore? Yeah, but this was just even last weekend. Probably called it the new player experience. I mean, we're not really new players, but I wanted to start a character from scratch and just see what it was like. Like, where does it lead you? What's the quest chain like? They, of course, introduced those. What are they called? Tokens that you get for your gear or whatever. Like, how easy was it to find that quest chain? It was not easy. Actually, I got the first one at level 5. And it sent me to an area that had level... oh, weird. Level 12, 10 and 12 things. So, like, definitely would have needed a group. Yeah, your surplus tokens. Trying to get these fuckers to leave. Unfortunately, PvP is set up to where I can't force them to leave. If you want to do commissions, keep this in mind. There are 3 types of commission boards in each node: gathering, killing, and exploration. Yeah, so grab them all, right? And the mayoral. Oh, you froze them. Useless junk. I love getting useless junk. We're gonna get matching types from multiple nodes to them all at once. Alright, time is it? We've been going about, what, 2 hours? We got maybe another hour? You getting lag? What's something weird? Guess we haven't really gone out looking for any whatchamacallit, the harvesting shit, what is it called? They're all where they're bunched together. going on over there? They're only doing like one at a time? You think that's somebody dual boxing? Like, what do they have? They have a rogue ranger. Something feels sus about that. I don't know. I should probably heal myself. Probably need to heal. We've been grinding out a pretty good level here. We're almost, what, 8 already? I don't know how long we've been at the spot. An hour? We got 7 right when we like got here. We hit 7. Treasure maps are definitely not dropping like they used to. Took me more than an hour to turn 4 common. So what did the common? So we did get a completed one already. Wonder what they sell for. I feel like you've spent at least 5 hours on this spot alone. Today or in total? Yeah, it is kind of, I mean, this is the grind, right? I don't know. It's not for everyone. But not just today. Yeah, we've spent a lot of time here. Because this was where we wanted to, I wanted to capture most of our maps. Just because they seem to drop more regularly from this group. Alright, well, I did not get that one. I don't know how I feel about like the primary weapon of choice for my cleric being a bow, but although I guess the two-hander is also a good option. Are Diggs and Neuro still play? Neuro's for sure. Neuro is deep into Genesis. I'm pretty sure he's part of their core team. So Neuro has 100% jumped into this from phase 2 on. Diggs, I don't think so. I don't know what Diggs plays. I know he plays Lego Fortnite. Am I getting louder? I feel like I keep getting closer and closer to the mic. Made everyone is using bows, makes you feel less special as a ranger. Yeah. It is kind of weird. Isn't like the best thing for a tank a bow? Alright, so audio's fine. Just trying to make sure I'm not popping your eardrums. Oh damn, we got a lot of glint too. I've been paying attention to that. It's a fair amount of glint. What's your weapon, motherfucker? You know what I've noticed that I do not like either? So like right there was a good example. It's not super common. I was in the middle of casting Smite and the thing died. And so, but it still, so it did not actually cast Smite, but it still put Smite on a global cooldown. Or on a cooldown. Rather than resetting it to be used again. I don't really like that. Watch the does of your podcast. Sounds like Diggs is more of a casual. Yeah, he is. He'll tell you he's a explorer, and he'll tell you he'll PvP when he needs to. He's actually won a couple of Fortnite matches, believe it or not. I always joke that Diggs is stealth, like he's convincing people he's this pacifist, but he's really a full-on griefer. But you know, when you ask him like, how did you win because he's had to win Fortnite for I think for parts of his Lego Fortnite play. So when you talk to him about like, how did you win? It's usually by way of hiding. And he'll just hide somewhere until everyone kills each other. And then he'll sneak out and like kill the last person or something. That is how he wins. I'm super curious about something here. Hold on. Harlequin Trickster Medallion? The fuck is that? Why do you see? Why are those glowing for me? I don't understand. Are they not looting? Like what? Why is that glowing? But yeah, that's Diggs. He did the same thing during APOC. In APOC, he would also hide. And that's how he would win at APOC. Just what he does. Oh, there's a little lag. Oh, we got a blue. What is it? A faded treasure map. Agreed. Where do I see who won? Or does it automatically give it? So, how do I see if he greeted or who? Where do you see fucking rolls and shit? I don't see this roll either. I don't either. Why can we not see? Why do we not see any of the rolls? He invited me to the party. Like, who won that? I mean, he picked it up, right? I don't have it in my inventory. Oh, need to check group loot. Hold up. If group loot wasn't set, why are we still getting asked to do rolls? What all's been getting looted then? Oh, well, who fucking cares?
Who cares?
I don't care. It's all gonna get wiped anyways. Alright, let's just start pulling a lot of fucking things. Alright, tab target. You're still irritating the shit out of me. Oh, we leveled. What should I pick up? I don't know. Guess we complete the full... I mean, mana's not been a problem. What could be actually beneficial here? I mean, I'm hardly casting spells at this point, so... It does seem semi-viable to do mob grinding as yeah, this was my grind spot pockets. If anything, just for the faded treasure maps. But I mean, the drop rates of those have definitely declined. We're nowhere near. Nowhere near as many treasure maps as we would have had in phase 2. Oh, those people are back over there. I thought they had left. That's why I started pulling all those bunches of mobs our way. They've changed the way rolls are presented by the game because of people copying the X rolled this number in chat. Oh, that's hilarious. I mean, that's not, but it is. All right, I don't know. What should we pick? Mana really is not an issue, but we have Consecrating Wave to play with. Flare. Defiant Light's also a nice one to wrap in. Oh, let's just do this for now. Get some more damage. So we're not really... having an issue with mana, and I can always respect that later. Feels like you need just straight up damage. Yeah, I agree. Oh wait, now it just gave me... Shouldn't we have rolled for that? I'm so confused. Shouldn't we have had to roll? Man, I don't know. is uncommon, right? Not common. It's green to me. What kind of armor do you wear? Light, but anything. All right. And I'm not wrong, am I? That was a green item, so we should have rolled. Why are they saying it was common? I appreciate it. Thank you. I really want to go pull their stuff because they're this is very slow. Why are they not killing all these things? That would be rude of me. Getting too faster. Weapons. What else do I want? Oh. Good mana. Forward. Got your store in Ayla. Okay. Is it? I assume you're the same name. Dementuous. All right, yeah, I'll go look. All right, what else do we have? Short bow. That's weird. It was even highlighted. Might was even highlighted to cast, but it wouldn't let me cast. I don't know why. $22 silver. I'm going to, I don't even know how much money I have. Fuck, I'm not healing myself. Switch your weapon, please. My toes have such a distinct smell. What? Okay. I mean, is it bad? Yeah. Your toes have such a distinct smell. It's, I guess, good to be flexible. I should probably heal, shouldn't I? Here you go, have some heals. That wasn't even showing green. Screw. So does it auto put it into the inventory, or do you still have to loot it? Because, all right, I rolled. So does it just not show you what class am I? I mean, I'm cleric. So somebody mentioned that the way they've done the rolls is different. Did you just not get to see? Like, how do I know that he won that? I'm super confused with how this is being displayed. It popped up a thing to roll. It doesn't show me what I rolled. Doesn't show me what he rolled, he or she. And then it goes away. Like it just disappeared. Now they're leaving. All right. See ya. I mean, it's bugged. No one can see rolls after the last person rolls. Anyone can loot it? Holy shit. So that... Alright. You're watching this stream, Hygus. Don't take this personally, but I'm about to say that motherfucker got all those blues. I didn't get any of those fucking blues. So they were just looting shit, is what you're telling me. That seems like a pretty bad bug to have. That seems pretty bad. Loot master than rolling after. Alright. What do we want to do with the next 30 minutes? Should we keep killing shit or try to go find some of the new harvesting? I keep wanting to call them nodes, but they're not. Oh shit, I forgot that I'm by myself now. I forgot that I don't have a teammate. I pulled too many. I pulled too many. I pulled too many. Die. Fuckers. What's holy shit. Heroic medium armor forearms. Is that good? I actually think that's the very first heroic armor drop I've ever got. Hold on, let me look at it again. I mean, it totally doesn't fit this character, but all right, what was it? What do I even have? I mean, why does that not necessarily feel... Huh. Realm's down in 2 hours up there fixing the rolling bug. I hope so too. So, okay. River Stalkers, Bracers. It's not terrible. Yeah, it seems like the dexterity increase is probably the best out of that. I mean, it doesn't really fit me, but you know, but I might as well wear them for the armor. So, too bad it's not a level 10 plus item. Yeah. Might as well wear it for now, and I can sell it later. Uh-oh, Flames is about to die. Flames. Uh-oh. That's why it's so slow for them. I don't know how the new combat stats work. All right. What are you fucking targeting? This cleric Flames is about to... Oh, yeah, I'm a cleric. Flames is about to die. Oh no, keeps watching. Hey, you know what? Here's my thought process on that. So, you know, when we were over here, there were 2 of us pulling these. That group first came over here. And that group started trying to pull these, even though they knew we were pulling them. Before they settled down on that spot over there. So, had that group not done that, had they... God damn it, can you please auto attack? Had that group not tried to sneak in and take things, I probably would have ran over there and healed him. All right, we got a Crush Monocle. The Priest Bow greater than Ranger Bow. Yes, we're gonna say yes on that. The best thing is that items, it's not really. I don't have any skills for the bow, but I think everyone would tell you the bow, when it comes to just generic weapons, like what's the best generic weapon all around for every class, it's the bow. Not blaming you one bit, yeah. Best thing is that items never become player bound. Yeah, so it's definitely being able to just use the better armor, even though it doesn't fit you. I do like that. That is the first heroic item that I've ever had drop, which I find interesting. Now they did say so item drops got really hard, right? Hard to find. But they changed that, right? Made it a little bit easier. I find it super fascinating that I was able to get that at a time when item drops are on the decline. And I have never had one before. I'm gonna have to start deleting a lot of this shit. I actually didn't stop to look. Harlequin Trickster Medallion, is that any good? 379 accuracy rating seems like a lot. Ranger, I would have to contest every bow drop, every Carter. Yeah, and I do not blame you with that. It is kind of unfortunate though that like the bow is probably the best all-around weapon for every class. Definitely for Rangers when something drops. A rare short bow user. I prefer the short bow. Definitely fix the bows so that every class uses it. It's not fun for the Rangers and it's not unique or fitting for the other classes. Yeah, for sure. I say it's possible, but it should be the best choice for multiple classes. Yeah. I agree with you. Should probably get in the habit of using judgment more. Need to get a two-hander. I don't think I had picked one up. We're getting I guess a decent amount of recipe drops, which is probably more ideal long-term than item drops. Cast jet. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I don't really. I dislike that spell so much that I don't really use it. I don't even have any divine. I don't have any power. Oh, there we go. I greatly dislike that on your first skill point, you have to make. I actually dislike that it's even a skill point to use that. Definitely dislike that you're forced into making that your first choice. I don't think that's going to change it. I've said that many, many times. And it's still the same. For those of you who don't play Cleric, so when you go into your class, your very first skill point, you have to select between these two. Darth Chocolates, thank you for the raid. What's up, everybody? Thank you, I appreciate you. We're just over here chatting and grinding, just grinding some goblins. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on, everybody. I appreciate you. Hope you have a good rest. Hope you had a good Ashes day. Welcome to the new folks. For those of you who have never watched me before, I go by Phantom X. I am a cleric. I'm part of a group called Theory Ford, and we have covered Ashes of Creation for since 2017. Well, we've covered it since 2017. That's what, basically like 8 years? Is it really 8 years? Yeah, right, 2017. Basically 8 years. a long time. But yeah, so I are primarily cleric. Have but been following this a long time. So also in PI. So I am very dedicated to this game. Should be on the right. Oh yeah. No, again, what I was saying was this right here, having to pick between Divine Infusion and Essence Infusion as your very first skill point feels very underwhelming. And yes, I think we should have it lined up over here as just a resource to use as a cleric. I don't think there should even be a skill point associated with it. Game has been blue balling me for half a decade now. Hey, at least it's just 5 years for you and not 8. Now, I still remember 2016. 2016 when Steven first announced this on, I think it was Discord. They had set up a Discord server. Pretty sure it was 2016. And I was sold on the idea primarily of nodes. I'm not a huge PvP player. I sort of PvP when I feel like PvP. I don't necessarily go out of my way. But I can PvP. I always go back to vanilla World of Warcraft. I was one step away from, what is it, Grand Marshal? I was just below Grand Marshal. And then they changed the whole process for PvP. So I never actually got to be a Grand Marshal, but I don't mind PvP, but it was not the PvP that sold me on Ashes, it was the node system. I accepted the fact that I would have to do another Crushed Monocle, so we've actually had a few. We did also just get a heroic armor drop just not too long ago. These River Stalker's bracers. Which was the first heroic that I've ever had drop. So, not really ideal for my class, but I will use it. Or my archetype, I guess, not class. We don't have classes yet. Node system is the unique selling point. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. I mean, I feel strongly enough about it that nodes are what will make this the next gen MMO. Otherwise, it's, in my opinion, I don't know if it's gonna feel I don't know if it'll feel new at all. Like if they don't get nodes to work, I mean, what's really gonna set it apart from other MMOs? I'm not sure. Other than maybe the PvP component. But I mean, certainly plenty of games have PvP options. So let's get my apprentice hunting bow, and it will be a blue one. Oh, that's cool. I need to go down to New Ayla and look at your store. Oh, motherfucker. Motherfucker moving in. What level are you? 7? Pop him some heals, see if he wants to play along. Can you imagine Steven originally wanting to release in 2020? No. There's been some scope creep in terms of quality. Oh yeah, we used to joke about this. So again, we've been blessed enough to talk to interview Steven 3 times, and originally, like the first 2 interviews, kind of the joke we would have is that basically anything you asked of Steven, the answer was yes. So you could be like, you know, are you going to add X, Y, or Z? And the answer was yes. Always yes. Yes, yes, yes. He stopped doing that, by the way. He stopped doing that a while ago, which was probably smart. But yeah, scope creep seemed to be an accurate comment, or an accurate statement. Legal team, bro, you gotta stop promising things. Exactly. This motherfucker taking that one for? We getting some competition. I wonder if this is a full group. How many people are there? Think they've added some? Who's Harlan? Harlan, are you in chat? Zombie Theory, what's up? How am I enjoying Ashes? I mean, it's an experience. I mean, I'm not. That probably didn't sound very good. It's a game that's in development. That probably didn't sound very good either. I think it has promise. Alright, I'm having to pull bigger groups because I got some motherfuckers over here that have started come creeping in on our shit. Requires me to actually pay attention to what I'm doing. I came from New World, so I've been playing on action. Oh yeah, I mean, well, you know, we had been told we would get. So, all right, so there's action, combat tab, and then tab, and I would firmly call this game a tab targeting game. There was the initial intent to try to blend the two, to give players the option to be both a tab targeter and a also action, and I would 100% say this is a tab target game. right, what time is it? Yeah, our time is getting close to being up anyways, so I'm wondering about running to New Ayla to try to sell some stuff, bank some stuff. Go look into Lemon's store. See if there's anything we can upgrade. Damn. How is New World? Are you still playing it? New World had such promise. Great, loved it, played it for 3 years. It didn't love us back in the way we wanted. Yeah. What do you think about the, what do they even call it now? They don't call it an MMORPG, right? Didn't they come up with some other term? Yeah, ARPG. You know, I'm someone who does not think that the switch away from full loot PvP was what doomed it to be where it's at today. I think it was the fact, I think that it could have been just fine. I think it was the fact that after they made the decision to go a different direction, that they didn't give it time. They did not give it enough time to actually, why the fuck isn't that casting? Grow into something. I mean, when you, how long did it take for them to add, like, being able to swim? Low development cycle, copy paste events, yeah. Yes. Or even to be able to ride a horse. Armor's fine. Yeah, I'll look at the medium stuff too, as you say. It's better than nothing. How have the server workers been holding up? For the most part, okay. We've not really had any big lag issues. Of course, we're also not not enough inventory space. Motherfuckers. All these dumbass. All this shit. This is how long we've been sitting here. I'm gonna have to delete all of this. Alright. I think we're gonna probably run to New Ayla here in a second. Just make a little bit of room in case we drop anything else. 3 years for another queued up PvP map. You know, I think the game looked great. I think the harvesting system and the fishing were probably the best that I've ever had in a MMORPG. New World DLC is the worst purchase I've ever made. You know, I hope that they have learned. Is my low-key the thing I'm looking forward to, maybe even more than Ashes? Is, holy shit, did it really just tab target that motherfucker all the way over there? God damn it. Is the new Lord of the Rings MMO. Like I have my fingers crossed that turns into something useful or something good. I know everybody's like, oh, it's being made by Amazon, and look what they did to New World. And I get that part, but you know, Lord of the Rings Online is not a bad game. I think it's actually fun to play, but I would love to see a more modern take. Music Profession was, oh yeah, that was fun too, for sure. And then being able to tip people and all that shit. And how you could just randomly buff people that were just happen to be near you. It's a ton of fun. New Worldians are cautious, yeah. I mean, hopefully they've learned. I mean, I really do think if they had given New World, which was the was it the expansion that? When did they get horses? Because I think if they had let development happen all the way up until essentially the horse riding, and had that been the start of the game, I think there would have been a much different outcome. But because it took so long for that kind of stuff to get introduced. I don't know. It's unfortunate. Fingers crossed for the new Lord of the Rings MMO though. That and Light No Fire is another one that I'm super excited for. Interesting. No Man's Sky is probably, well, not probably. No Man's Sky is easily, when you look hours based, the most I've played of a game in the last 2 years. Not even close from an hours perspective. And if you take a lot of what No Man's Sky is, because it's really, I know it had some issues to start, but it's turned into a really, really good game. You know, if you add in some MMO components to that, holy shit, such a good game. So outside of Ashes, those two are my most, you know, the new Lord of the Rings MMO, Light No Fire. Looks super forward to. Are you gonna play the new game? Yeah, Light No Fire, 100%. 100%. I just wish we could hear more about it. Although it's kind of odd because we don't really get to hear much about it. I think that's because they learned their lesson from a hype perspective. The way that No Man's Sky kind of came out, and a lot of people were disappointed. It's obviously turned into a wonderful game, but there were promotional issues, I guess we'll say. And, so because of that, we don't really hear a lot about Light No Fire in the public space, other than we know it exists. At the same time, though, I mean, you're actually seeing it be developed, because all of the new things that they add to Light No Fire are essentially, add to No Man's Sky, are essentially, it's Light No Fire being developed in front of you, and you can play and test it. So it's pretty neat. Let's see. The other big thing, I think in 2.5 has been the number of hacks that have been around. It's interesting that all of a sudden they have so many different speed hacks and all of these different things, flying, that really were not present before. All of the processes that they're using to do this, like, it's not like they're brand new. The ability to mod and hack and stuff has been there from the start. I'm super curious, like, why all of a sudden it's become a thing. They already burnt all of their hype cards with No Man's Sky. Yeah. I mean, No Man's Sky really has turned into a really solid game. Solid. Because cheaters are gonna cheat. Ballers are gonna ball. Way of the world. No, they will. Yeah, I don't understand why it's like all of a sudden now becomes such a prominent thing, because the ability to do this stuff is always existed. It's not like all of a sudden Intrepid introduced a way to God damn it. It's not like they all of a sudden just introduced a way to cheat, to hack. Like, that's always been present. It's like, why did it just now become such a big thing? I don't know. Maybe there's more eyes. Maybe the RMT market has actually turned into a profitable thing. This freaking... Who the fuck spends money on gold for a phase that's not going to exist in August? Your character's going to be fucking deleted. Ah, shit. Uh-oh. Hold more than I meant to. We'll be okay. We'll be alright. We'll be okay. Yeah, we're fine. Oh, a green restored treasure. So how many we got? We've had 2 dropped of restored. How long have I had that fucking ring and not had it equipped? We had 2 restored drop. We've had 1, 2 faded drop. What's up, Sadie? How you doing? What do you think your secondary class will be? Ah, that's a great question. I honestly want to try everything with the cleric. You know, when we did Nob Wars, I did try to make my own version of a... at the time I was calling it a battle priest, but it's effectively a Templar. And it was fun. It was fun to be able to get up front and heal, you know, with your melee characters. So I'm really interested in the sort of cleric. Oh, we just got another faded. I'm really interested in the cleric / fighter for that reason. You call yours a paladin, yeah. Wouldn't that be cleric tank? The cleric tank sounds interesting. I think probably the one I want to try the most is going to be Cleric Summoner. I'm really curious to see how summons impact healing. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Pepper Shield, Rubidium Armor. Yeah, that'll look sweet. I think the way to handle secondary classes will make Brick again. Yeah. So secondary classes and nodes. Those are the two big things. If they can get nodes to work like they promised on a dynamic way, and they can get 64 truly different feeling classes, which I'm not sure is possible, but if they can, like those two things alone, I think will make people really want to give Ashes a try. But then they also need to do away with all the grinding. Well, or add something to it. Yeah, Cleric Summoner. Cleric sounds interesting. What I forget what that's called, like a High Priest or something? Like what does, adding what does that add to your Cleric? Shit. God damn it. Not targeting. They were supposed to introduce economic node elections and fades. Yeah, I mean, none of that's... Or new layouts as well. But those are, I think, the biggest things that just have to be done right. Which does, I don't think worry me is the right word, but when they say they're going to remove the dynamic layout process for adds nodes level, like, I don't know if that's concerning, if that's like, all right, well, what does that mean? You just weren't able to get the dynamic part to work, and what's the implications for that for everything else? Motherfucker, tab target. Dude was right in front of me. Tab target's something completely different. There we go. So. I don't know that question's ever been asked to Steven in any sort of live stream way. We got another monocle. Because he mentioned that with his Peon interview. I don't think it's ever really been followed up on where they're at with the rest of the dynamic process. They're already struggling with bugs without dynamic node designs, with players getting stuck inside floors, NPCs spawning on roofs, etc. Yeah, Lionhold had like 2 horses on the roofs. Actually, that was kind of creative. Well, just this morning we ran into a NPC stuck in a broken tree. Such is development. And that, again, also goes back to the idea of these constant patching and adding new stuff after new stuff without some of these other bigger bugs being fixed first. You were stuck inside a floor. At least players aren't spawning under the world, right? That was an issue towards the end of phase 2, that players were God damn it. You have such a fast respawn. Alright, camera got weird there. Alright. Let's start making our way to New Ayla. Not what I meant to target, but that works. You still up here fishing, Saddam up here? Just respawned outside of the world? Oh, how'd that happen? All the trees around New Ayla were invisible, except for the weeping willows. Oh, now that ended up being positive for you. Getting to see all the willows. We almost pushed our way all the way to 9. Not terrible. Starting at 6. We shall let someone else take over our grind spot. I'm gonna go, otherwise I'm just gonna keep killing these motherfuckers. And for exploiting. All right, we shall run to New Ayla. New Ayla is my favorite part, favorite node. If I was going to be mayor of a node, it would be New Ayla. Not that I'd ever actually be a good mayor. But I'd probably be a terrible mayor. You gather weeping willows and you ask questions later. I was just trying to see if it was a reproducible bug, that's all. I mean, to be fair, when we found the immortality bug, though, we used it for a little while, not to try to gain any specific like advantage, but we were testing it quite a lot, trying to figure out how it even happened, and are you truly immortal? How can you die? How can you not die? Although I did on the last day of wait, when did they? So would that have been end of Alpha 1? God, when did we even find that? Was that Alpha? That was Alpha 1, right? I don't think it was Alpha 2. It was, they did a wipe. And so the last day, like the last night before the servers were getting wiped, admittedly, I did trigger it. I didn't use it for any reason. I didn't kill anyone. And the servers were getting wiped, the next day. But I did do it. I did turn in immortal just to see what the PvPers would try to do. It was hilarious. They were trying to kill me and they're like, what the fuck? All right, we also need to run here without dying. There were 3 adult weeping willow trees around me. Of course I gathered. Yeah. Oh, you'd still run into the invisible ones. Still wish the ground foliage. Was that a server worker? Why we just froze for a minute? 23. It doesn't look like it. It's still 23. I do wish the ground foliage was a little bit more detailed. Blowing grass and all of that. Guess I could have taken that road, huh? Oh well. The world could still use a little more fluff. It's just grassland after grassland. Yeah. Also, I wonder how much of that is performance issues. Fuck just hit me. You see that? Okay, we switched server worker. Was that? Oh, weird. So sometimes switching server workers, you can see our server workers 23. At times it's given like the bag opening sound as you cross, but this does this. Watch. Yeah, that's crossing the server worker. Right there. So for some reason, when the server workers are handing data off to each other, it's triggering that. I don't know why. How is the feeling playing Ashes versus World of Warcraft? Not comparable. And I don't think it's even fair to try to compare. You're talking about a game that's existed from what, 2004? To 21 years to a game that is very much still in early active development. And I do call this early. Let's see, Alpha 2 started what, October? So we're what, 8 months in? Yeah, it's been pretty rapid iteration over 8 months, but it's still very, very, very much in development in every which way. Systems, servers, content. Ashes is a bit... Oh, did it do it again? It did. I wonder, we didn't get that before. Full of construction. What if I remove, like, what's triggering that? What if I get rid of blessed weapon? Can I get rid of blessed weapon? Am I not allowed to remove it from me. All right, my horse now has blessed weapon. That's weird, by the way, but it has blessed weapon. I do not. Nope, still triggers. I don't know. Some people say that Ash is never going to release. It's a scam. Any truth in that? Now it'll release. So people have very loose definitions of scam. Very loose definitions of scam. You know, a scam is somebody that takes your money and you don't get, right? You don't get anything that you're promised. Shit, did I just aggro that? Right, they do not get, you know, I go purchase land. I go buy a bridge and I don't actually get the bridge. And the person that sold me the bridge never intended to give me the bridge. Like, that's a scam. One, this game is still being developed, so I don't know how you can call it a scam when it's not finished yet. But two, I mean, they're clearly developing the game. Like, I don't know how you call that a scam. Now, if Steven came out tomorrow and was like, all right, guys, we're done. We're done. Not doing any more. That's all we got. Okay, maybe I can see that argument. But not right now. And it will release. I think it definitely will release. I mean, there's... I think it has to. I mean, you got a variety of different... I think you probably have a variety of different legal obligations that have to be met by Intrepid. You know, look at Chronicles of Illyria. They're still in development, but I mean, been dealing with lawsuit for how many years from Kickstarter backers? So I think it'll definitely release. The question is just how close to the original vision are we going to be? That I don't know the answer to. I like that. All right, general storage. Oh, wait, not material. I need items. What the fuck am I? What zone in the full world map? I don't know. Probably somewhere in the colder mountainous areas. I actually kind of want to. I kind of want to play in an area that doesn't have people. That might sound weird, but I want to play in an area that's pretty low pop. I don't care about being in a metropolis or any of that. I want to kind of be able to do my own thing, but then still interact with people as I need to. So what? What I hate most in the alpha is when my mount's animation stopped working. Oh yeah, and it's frozen. Yeah. Well, Ash is overly ambitious, too punishing, reliant on the community, too expensive, whatever, but it's not a scam. Yeah, I mean, it's just not. It just doesn't make the definition of a scam. Yet. Will it in 2 years? I don't know. It does it now. I don't feel scammed. I played hundreds of hours and feel already worth my money. Yeah, for those of us that have been in this just even in the community aspect of this for 6+ years, I feel like I've gotten my money out of it just in all of the shit that, you know, in Discord and forums and like interactions with community, and like in many ways Ashes has been a game for a while now when it comes to conflict, if that makes sense. I don't know why I'm keeping that. All right. I guess we did okay. So we ended up. I had already got 3 monocles, although there were 4 because that one dude took one. Some river runes. What, 3 faded maps. And then we ended up with 2 restored, one of which is uncommon. Plus we ended up with this heroic armor drop. So I guess that's not bad for what, 2.5 hours or so? More scam to pay $60 to $70 for an 8-hour game. That's a very good and very valid. 100%. All right. And how much did we actually end up with price? All right, I'm not going to just sit and delete all these while you watch me. I'll do that later. Ended up pretty okay with Glint too. I mean, considering we're still level 8, let's see what we actually. We got what? 14 silver, 26 copper. Oh wait, that's really not enough. So we made 60-ish silver. What's my repair bill? That's not terrible. Is there any news when Ash is gonna release? No, not at all. When it's gonna release? I mean, my best guess is 2027. Although I have to say, the speed, again, it comes down to what they ultimately put out. If everything stays in as has been intended from the start, I think it could be 2027-ish at the earliest. But I mean, they have been putting stuff out very rapidly. So in some ways, it almost feels like there's a internal goal to get out of Alpha 2. Or sorry, to get out of Alpha 2 by a year. It feels like somewhere that decision has been made. It's not, it hasn't as far as I know, but just the speed of which things have been coming out. It almost feels like there's this internal goal to get out of Alpha 2 by the start of next year and into Beta. All right. Content's going to be the hardest thing to figure out. All right, Lemon, what are you selling? Jesus, I can't type. New things are coming out pretty quickly. How quickly they can polish something we don't know yet, though. Yeah, that's also a very good statement as well. Emu 7. All right, I don't even remember what I need. We don't have hardly anything. Wait, didn't we get a... I thought we looted a cloak. Did I imagine that? Did I accidentally delete it? Or was it just a recipe? I thought we had a cloak. Heard that Riot is making a new MMO. It got reset though, didn't it? The Riot MMO. When what's his name left? And he's creating his own. What's his name? Starts with an S. No. Get his name. What's the guy's name? Ghostcrawler. Yeah, Project Ghost. Yep, that one. So that's coming somewhere. Who knows when? But yeah, the Riot MMO, I'm pretty sure got reset. So we don't know much at all about that anymore. All right, Pauldrons. Helm. Belt. At least that's got mana associated with it. It's not bad. Should I see how you compare to everyone else, Lemon? See, 24 silver, 20 copper. Oh, cheaper than that one. Cheaper there. Cheaper than there. Oh, why do they got boots for 4 silver? I mean, I already got shoes, but... I guess these probably don't matter anymore, because you can go get your quest and you can get greens for chest, legs, and feet. You are the cheapest. All right, everyone should buy from Lemon Twist. All right, I need... What else do I need? Fulgent. Might as well. Might as well. Alright, so at least we are getting close to having full armor. Did they add deep sea fishing? I saw them mention it a few weeks ago. I don't believe so. Not yet. Ah, you're leveling up. Leather working. Yeah, that makes sense. That's 7 gold on Grimskins. Actually, I am curious now. So we have this River Stalker's bracers. Okay, let's just search River. Heroic. That's just a rune. I wonder how much I could sell these for and get away with it. Yeah, they dropped while we were out here farming those goblins. Actually the first, and we've streamed a lot since Alpha 2 started. And this is the first heroic item drop that I ever got, so. Been any news about the summoner? They put out some concept art. In the Discord, if you want to, I would go look at it. I mean, they're pretty cool concept art, and people were speculating which is which. If the summoner's supposed to be, I guess, basically able to do everything. Tank, damage, heal. And so, like, I think one of the summons was was it like rock, some sort of rocky summons, and so like the speculation was that was the tank. So it's actually, that's about it though. We had not really seen much else other than them saying that it will be phase 3 that will have it. I think by August is kind of what they've hinted at, but could be wrong. All right, the other thing I want to do, treasure maps. Wasn't it Scarabs? They had a bunch. I thought I can hold up. I mean, I can probably pull them up real quick. Let's see. From Steven. Has a file, an image. All right, I think I can get these pulled up. Good link. Holy shit, that's big. How do you make that smaller? All right. You see those? Like, these are some of them. So like, I think these seem to be more tanky. Was the idea here? Get the other. I don't know where this is gonna open. All right. Here is some others. I think Richie SH, otherwise known as Ricky. Ricky Bobby. I'm pretty sure Ricky Bobby did a pretty good video looking at these and sort of speculating what might be what when it comes to the summons. And there was one more. Which were these? So those are your concept art. So pretty cool. I always hesitate though when it's concept art. Any links to the video? That's a good question. If I can't find the video, I can at least give you his YouTube. Sorry, I actually searched Ricky SH. That's not correct. Richie. That's his summoner video. So yeah, he goes over each of these. So Richie's a good dude. Yeah, definitely. If you do not follow him on YouTube, do. Even though he can be a knob sometimes, but he also streams. But if you do follow him, and if it's because I have now clued you into him, please make sure you always call him Ricky. And you can tell him I told you to do that. I think the way summons will work is they will cost a percentage of your max HP to summon, and their HP will depend on your map. That's actually, yeah. It doesn't, Steven said it takes away from you, right? It's not like you're doubling up your sort of total power, that your summons will take away from you as a character. I think that's what they've said. You don't care about the summoner. But there's so many possibilities as a secondary. Adding the summoner as a secondary to other things. So many potentially interesting possibilities. Notice the Minotaur summoners is a percentage of their max HP. Yeah, no, I think you're dead on to this. So. Warlock nerds like me care. All right, guys. Oh, wait, did I actually search treasure map? I don't think we did. There's only one over here anyways. Is that expensive? Is that too much? I don't know what treasure maps cost anymore. Wonder if they'll let classes with summoner as a secondary have a combat pet. I hope so. I like to have a pet that just like bounces around your party and just heals them. What's up, Nath? How you doing? We are just chatting. Actually, we're about to probably close out here in a minute. We grinded some goblins, got a heroic drop, some maps, a little bit of glint. I guess fairly productive morning. Got some recipes. We didn't really get many item drops, which is surprising that one of them turned out to be heroic. So. Is there an actual new player experience, or are we just joking with titles? There have been enough changes. So I took like 8-9 weeks off. These were our heroic. There have been enough changes, including sort of some of the quests and some of the surplus token things for armors. So it's I guess kind of a joke in that we're not really new, but try to treat it as a new player. So, you know, new character. What's it like? Where does the game direct you with quests and stuff like that? So I think right now it's fair to say that the new player experience is somewhat mediocre at best, which is, I think, anyone there would tell you is probably accurate. They've just not done much with it yet. So hopefully phase 3 will be a pretty drastic change. So. Yeah, following since 2016, not really new. I know. It's funny because the first day we did that, we actually had people coming on the stream like, new player, do this, do that. Okay. Let me clarify. All right, guys, I do have to bail. Sorry. I'll be back tomorrow morning, though. Who do we want to raid, I guess? Your choice. Who's in the Ashes category right now? I hit myself in the face with the mic. Nice. I knew that was you. I knew that was you. You're the only one that does redeems anymore. No. Quick, do the narc one. Somebody's got to do the narc one.
Look how fat I am, holy shit.
Let's see.
I am, holy shit.
Holy shit. That just makes me laugh every fucking time. Oh, what's the other one with
MX down?
No, not that one. Shit, I don't even remember my own. How do I trigger the damn it. Oh, wait. All right. This was other than the fat one, this was also my, where's it at?
That's a bug. That could be a bug. Guys, you're gonna see some bugs.
I gotta do this before we go anywhere else. This one.
And now Steven's teabagging me as well.
The joy that comes out of his mouth. Anyways, all right. I mean, I gotta do it again. He's so happy to be able to say that.
I have no fucking idea.
And now Steven's teabagging me as well.
He's just so happy. What happened? I mean, what happened between Steven and Narc? All right, that's a whole. I don't have time to go over that. So. All right, who are we gonna raid? Did anybody care? Does anybody have a preference? Narc's video was about the Dune Desert. Hilarious. Talk about Six Moldog. Yeah. No, we don't really talk about him here. I just wanted to. Nobody does the. I guess that means I need to update the emotes, the redeems. Nobody does them anymore. I guess they are sort of out of. In the past now. All right. Is pockets okay? Everybody care? Everybody okay with pockets? Don't worry, we will not remove. We will only add to. The map's not there. I had to take that down because it covers the entire gameplay. I had made a map where you all as viewers can actually go around
Fucking one-shot me.
Vera. So, all right, guys. We're gonna go on out to Pockets. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. We'll be back tomorrow. So, tomorrow morning, about 6:30 a.m. Central Time, my time. So, yeah. See ya. All right, YouTubers, I'll see you as well. I think there's a way to send you somewhere. I don't know how to fucking do it. So, been real. Come join me tomorrow. Hang out. See ya.